Jam released his very first single, Is Yours, by T La Rock and Jazzy J. The very first Def Jam release wasn't DJ 001, LL Cool J's I Need a Beat, in the fall of 1984, but T La Rock and Jazzy J's Is Yours, which came out in January of the same year. DJ 001 is the first Def Jam record made by Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons as a team. It's Yours was a solo venture produced by Rick while he was still a student at New York University. In fact, to be strictly accurate, It's Yours was the very first rap record on Def Jam. The very first Def Jam record in any style was a 7-inch style cut in 1982, produced by Rick and showcasing music by an hardcore rock band called Hose, which featured young Mr. Rubin on guitar. But it was It's Yours that brought Rick and Russ together. Featuring an unknown rapper on an unknown label, It's Yours nonetheless electrified New York's hip-hop nightclubs and rap radio shows during the spring of 1984. Russell, who had a hand in several of the hit records then popular, including tracks by Run DMC and Curtis Blow, asked his old friend Jazzy J about who was behind It's Yours. J introduced Rick and Russ as Dancer Terror. The pair immediately started conspiring. By the middle of the midsummer, Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons were partners in Def Jam. Jazzy J himself, however, was left out in the cold. Jay had thought that he and Rick were going to partner up in a label, a crucial Bronx-based DJ alive from the beginning with African Bambaataa. It was Jay who introduced Rick to many of the pioneering hip-hop artists, taught Rick how to make beats using a drum machine, and built a world-class sound system into Rick's car. But Russell wasn't yet in the picture when Rick cut It's Yours. A big fan of the Treacherous 3, Rick hoped to cut his first rap record with the crew Special K on the mic, but K was prohibited from doing it because of his contract with Sugar Hill Records. So Rick went with T La Rock, K's older brother, instead of Jazzy J providing the scratches. Here's an account of the recording session itself, recorded by Rick, T La Rock, and Ad Rock Horowitz, excerpted from Def Jam's The First 25 Years of the Last Great Record label. T La Rock, we cut it at Power Play Studios in Queens. I believe some of Power Play Studios in Queens, some of the Beatles were there, and I can't remember which members. They actually ended up in the crowd participation part of the record. Adam Horowitz, I just know we drove to some crazy studio in some crazy borough, somewhere you had to go to in a car, which was not something I did very often. He laughs. Now T La Rock offered, he said, I was wondering, why are we recording in Queens? I'm from the Bronx and Rick's from Manhattan. But it was my first record, first everything, so I just went along with it. Power Play was where we had recorded the Hose record, and it was really cheap. It was $45 an hour, and we made it It's Yours in like 3 hours. T La Rock says, I remember the Beasties jaws dropping when I rapped one of my favorite verses. The sound plus rhythm done with finesse is equivalent to ejective best. Now it's time to introduce Neo Rhymes combined with the group with Juice. Dance to the musical tune on the microphone. I'm gonna make you swoon. T La Rock, usually the reason for a very nice day. I came here to represent the ultimate act, which only occurs when the party is packed, so full of endurance for your insurance. everything's fixed. Just listen to the mix. Adam Horowitz says, it was a crazy night that the first time I ever drank Brass Monkey. Jazzy J is the coolest. He's the great DJ who brought the monkey. Brass Monkey is the pre-mixed cocktail, part beer, part orange juice, manufactured by Hublin Incorporated. Rick Rubin says, out of all the DJs, Jay was my favorite from both a technical and taste standpoint. Sometimes Bambaataa played stuff that was more out there, which was cool, but it just felt like every record Jay picked was good. The way he cut them and just the way he worked the night felt like the best than anybody. Adam Horowitz says, me and Dave Silkin were just really fucked up, wearing headphones and going ho ho on the background track. It was awesome. Tila Rock, he starts laughing. That was actually a little scary because Jay was hitting the sauce. Believe it or not, I didn't drink any because I was laying down vocals and wanted to be on my A game, so I didn't have no liquor, but I believe I drank a small can of Colt 45. Adam Horowitz says, there were women there, not girls, but like ladies. You know, when you're 15 and she's 20, you're like, this is awesome. He laughs it off. It was pretty cool. Tila Rock laughs also. He said there were only a few girls and guys there, but the engineer put an effort on the record to make it sound like there was a whole bunch of people. After they completed the recording, he put it in the back of his mind and returned to work. A couple of months later, he was back in the room of the pharmacy where he worked, writing up an order and listening to the radio. All he heard was the #1 requesting song of the day. I'm thinking they're gonna say Run DMC or somebody like that, but It's Yours came on, and he was totally shocked, just blown away. I dragged my friend Ken from behind the counter. He was the lead pharmacist, and they called the manager over, and we were all in a huddle listening to it. After work, as soon as I hit my neighborhood, everyone was running up to me. For the first 2 months, I kept my job at the pharmacy and performed at clubs like the Roxy, the Funhouse, and Roseland. But it got to the point where I could no longer do both. Shows were pouring in from everywhere, from as close as Philly to as far as Florida and California. Every weekend we were doing 2 or 3 shows, and in a show in the middle of the week, I was making it anywhere from $600 to $800 per show. A lot of money back then for a young adult. And that's what's up on this date right here on Hip Hop Raised Me the Blog, man. Tila Rock and Jazzy J, It's Yours. Remember that record? And if you do, hit the like and subscribe button right here on